Hello, kindred spirits. This time I'd like to provide more details about the soul sense that Jen and I call soul awareness. Now, soul awareness is the fastest of the four soul senses, and it comes into your conscious mind very quickly as an awareness or a knowing. You just know something, don't know how you know it, don't care how you know it, but you know it. And the thing is that the soul aware person, or the person who is strongest in soul awareness, usually does know, and it is so annoying. Now, as I'm talking, understand, which is something a soul person high in soul understanding would say, or be aware that each person has all of these soul senses, but not in the same strength. Everyone is strongest in one soul sense, next strongest in another, third strongest in another, and fourth strongest in the last one. My soul sense order, for example, is I am strongest in soul vision, second strongest in soul understanding, third strongest in that soul awareness, and fourth strongest in that soul feeling, which means it takes a lot for me to really feel the vibes. I don't as an ordinary, I get the signal, but it's weak and it's not as clear. But those who are strongest in soul awareness know something, and they're really, really good at turning on a dime if the situation changes. So they're very good for emergency situations. They can whirl around and go in a different direction, and it doesn't bother them at all. So soul awareness is a great soul sense to have. I love it when it works for me because it's quick and it's fast and it's easy. You know, the easiest, no interpretation, no symbols. You just become aware, or you know something. And here's a hint to parents. Your child may be strongest in soul awareness if she's really good at some subjects, but not so good at others. In other words, she gets great grades in, say, math, but she doesn't do really well in, say, reading or history or something like that. This is the hallmark of a soul aware child, because a soul aware person has to be interested in something before the soul aware person will pay attention to it. If not, wild horses can't drag them into being interested in the topic. So if that's a problem that you're seeing with a child, then what you want to do is talk to the child about why that subject is important. Soul aware people have to know why. That's very important to them, because then if they get an answer that makes sense to them, they'll start paying attention. For example, when Jana was a child, she hated history. She didn't find any point to it. But one day, her fourth grade or fifth grade history teacher said, look, if you don't learn history, you're probably going to repeat it. And that perked Jana up. Now it made sense. History is where you find the patterns of human behavior and events. So now it made sense to her. Now she paid attention to it and she learned it. And soul aware people are very quick at learning. They learn it once and they don't need it repeated. And if you repeat it, you bore the heck out of them. So that's how the soul aware person learns. And by that, I mean, this is the person whose strongest soul sense is that soul awareness, that knowing. Next time, soul feeling. Until then, vaya con Dios.